Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the 343iCommunity community forum Let's Play of XCom 2. My name is Red Star Rocket, and when I left you last time, we were just about to take on the blacksite mission. However, as we're so close to finishing Slick's training here, we're going to briefly head back to Resistance HQ rather than head straight there, just so that we can finish training him and put another one into his spot before we take on the blacksite.
West Asia.
There we go. And I think next we will train up Leonard Church, as we could always use another sniper. There we go. So we'll be taking on the blacksite mission here. This is Operation God Shadow. We'll get 125 supplies from this, which will be very, very useful, as we are suffering a little bit of a supply deficit now, as we didn't take the supplies from the previous guerrilla operation, and we are also going to be suffering a reduction to supplies thanks to failing to take that guerrilla operation as well. So overall, this will help us out a little bit.
Setting course for the Arctic territory.
Losing supplies at this stage in the game is sort of a big deal, but unfortunately intel is significantly more important. So first things first, we're going to choose our squad, and I think we'll take our A team for this as far as possible, as the blacksite mission is quite difficult. It's also worth noting the blacksite missions are story missions, and most story missions generally don't have timers, which makes snipers significantly more useful, as you have time to creep forward and really get them to their full potential, as they can't fire their sniper rifles after moving most of the time, which means they're not good for rapid advances. And who to take here? Now, on the one hand, I would like to take another infantry, but on the other hand, the double grenades we could have here would be really useful. If nothing else, we do need to fix Slick to make sure he's actually got the correct weaponry, as for some reason he's holding a completely non-canon sword there. Personal combat sims, we have one which increases aim. Now, well, it would, on paper, make sense to pop these on our snipers. Snipers do tend to already have pretty high aim, and particularly when they're using their sniper rifles from elevated positions, tend to be scoring hits most of the time anyway. Ty, notably, well, actually, does he already have one? Let's check and see if he's already got one. Apparently not. It's worth putting on the heavy gunners just because heavy gunners have extremely high damage output, and so making sure you maximise that, particularly once they get that chain shot ability, which allows them to attack twice in a turn, is really important. Now, normally I would like to take a Heavy, but again, having that double grenadier option is so important. The ability to take extra grenades and put them where we need them, when we need them, can completely change the outcome of a battle. The only thing I'm a little uncertain of is who I'm going to pop this frost bomb on. Obviously it's useful with Kiko, but on the other hand, putting it on a grenadier would enable us to lob it further. I'd even be tempted to put it on Morrigan, I think. As she will stay concealed, and so we'll be able to get out on high value targets from a concealed position. I think we will do that actually. I think we'll pop it on Morrigan.
Sky Ranger deployed.
We're in the pipe. 5x5.
Here we are, Operation God Shadow.
contacts in the local resistance have shown us how to access the Advent blacksite. The aliens worked hard to keep this place under the radar, and we don't know what we're gonna find in there. Keep your heads up. Expect heavy opposition.
For those wondering, yes, Slick was offered a helmet and declined. I haven't just thrown him in as cannon fodder.
Confirm the blacksite is in your immediate vicinity. Infiltrate and investigate the area. Expect heavy resistance. Neutralize all hostile contacts. We're in concealment.
We're in a slightly strange situation here, as normally you don't start directly behind one building. Normally you start on a road between two buildings, so this is a little different from what I'm used to.
I'm on the move.
Fortunately, we have Morrigan ready to dash ahead and scout. This is sort of where I would expect to be coming in over here, really, so I think we'll just pop her over here and make sure that we've got this side covered, as there's normally a patrol around here. And yes, I am metagaming this a little bit, but on this occasion I feel it's a reasonable thing to do. Simply because I've played this mission so much there's no way not to metagame it, so I'd rather be upfront and honest about that with you. I'd like to get some eyes on this door here, I think.
Rolling.
Although we will probably be rushing straight to the roof, just to ensure that we're getting maximum accuracy.
Got it. Moving.
As attacking from above does give you that important height bonus, which will make all the difference, particularly for our sniper. And as we haven't seen anything here, I think we'll pop Slick up here, as I expect we'll see a turret on the roof, possibly around here, or around here. There'll definitely be one, but since it's not on this edge here, I doubt we'll be spotted immediately.
Down the motor.
And we still haven't seen that turret, which is a little concerning, I suppose, but at least we can move a bit more cautiously now. We don't need to make any reckless moves. So let's bring Morrigan forward a little further.
On my way.
But before we move her anywhere else, let's get Kiko up here and see if we can spot where this turret on the roof is.
On my way.
And there doesn't seem to be one. So for the moment we'll bring Slick here in case it's somewhere over there. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm metagaming too hard and it's decided to resist. Should keep things interesting at least. And with that we'll bring Morrigan up just a little further again.
Confirmed.
I'm not sure whether to open this door in case there is an enemy squad in here, because we've already had moves on most of our squad. So it's the question of, is it better to know now, or is it better to know next turn? I think for the moment we'll just bring Gamble up here.
Heading out.
then we may go to Overwatch. I'm a little reluctant to advance to the very front of the building, as although enemies can't see you if you're slightly further back, for example, if we were to move to these tiles here, would be okay. However, if there are enemies down here in front of the building, as there quite possibly are, they can see the very, very edge tiles, so if we were moving to there, it wouldn't be a huge chance, but we would run the risk of activating an enemy squad. So for now, we'll just pop everyone at Overwatch, I think.
I'm on it. Roger.
Yeah, no sense taking any risks. We're not under any time limit here.
Scanning.
So let's get this door open. We don't have a particularly great line of sight here, unfortunately. It doesn't look like there's anything in here. We'll just advance to this
Orders confirmed.
forklift here. And yeah, we seem to be clear. We'll push forward just a little with Morrigan here.
Moving out.
And still no enemies. This is a little disconcerting now. I would have expected to encounter something by this point. And the fact that we haven't is making me quite uncomfortable, to be honest. As I really don't want to blunder straight into an enemy
Heading to
squad.
that location.
Yeah, there's definitely a snake somewhere around here. So, thinking somewhere in the darkness here. And on the one hand, I think I would like perhaps to run Kiko over to here, but at the same time there is that chance that if there's something down there, it could spot him. Unfortunately, this is the double-sided nature of being on top of buildings. On the bright side, for us, it gives us some great damage potential as we get height advantage, which lets us shoot more accurately. But on the downside, we potentially could blunder straight into an enemy squad and not have any moves left to deal with them.
Confirmed.
Brandon will just bring up to here for now. Oh, will, because I'm just looking at this ladder here. I don't think there's a very, very high chance of them coming up that ladder or this ladder here. But it is a possibility.
Moving to designated coordinates.
I think we'll also just jump select to here just to be
On the move.
a bit more safe in case there's something comes up this ladder here. We don't want him to be flanked and give the game away.
Affirmative. Covering eyes on the prize. Eyes on the prize. Well covered.
And we did hear a door open there. I'm not quite sure where that is, but never mind. Let's bring Morrigan up to here.
Position confirmed.
Advent has expanded their rail network to touch every city center they've built. And this looks like the end of the line, at least for this area.
And still no enemy squad. Everyone will notice I'm playing a lot more cautiously than I usually do, without the time limits. So, I apologise for that. I'm normally a lot more aggressive, but on this one, because it is quite a difficult mission and this is playing out a little unusually, I just want to be nice and safe and avoid taking any risks.
Heading out.
Let's bring Morrigan here, see if we can see just a little further along. So we know this is clear enough here that we can probably get away with moving Slick just to this cover here.
Heading to that location.
And just for the moment we're going to bring Tyrone up here.
go.
As there's no sense leaving him on the ground floor. We know that building is clear now. Gamble we're going to bring to here, so he's ready to take a shot next turn from an elevated position if need be. And of course we'll put Kiko on Overwatch thanks to his excellent accuracy there.
Covering now.
There we go. I was starting to worry they'd gone the wrong base or something.
Without the introduction of human DNA, these creatures once operating under the guise of thin men now show their true form.
Oh, hello, that's not good. That is not good.
The aliens don't need an infiltration unit anymore.
We have two enemy squads converging here, and what sounds like a third somewhere in the darkness.
Running.
And as I thought, it does seem to be that changing classes with the Commander's Choice second wave modifier is the thing that's causing the problems with critical chances. Slick has gone straight through the Guerrilla Tactics School and done just fine here. So on the one hand, I would very, very much like to open up with a critical hit here, and that's a good chance to do critical damage, I'm not going to lie. But on the other hand, it's not necessarily a kill, and one option, particularly with that many enemies, could be to dump a grenade on them. But Ty doesn't have any actions left, so I think what we'll do is, just for the moment, we'll bring Morrigan... actually, I think she's probably safe where she is there. We'll put everyone in Overwatch just for the moment. Morrigan can also go in Overwatch, although I don't actually want her to shoot.
Moving to Overwatch.
No. No sense taking any risks here.
Live Overwatch.
And I'm hoping this enemy group will clump up rather than spread out. As if they spread out, that'll create some problems for us. Whereas this way, provided they all bunch together, then we can get a grenade on them and deal some truly fantastic levels of damage. Here we go. So is this the best option at this point? I think it is probably the best option at this point. Just to go for sort of maximum damage, I suppose. But then we would be spreading ourselves very, very thin here in terms of our overall damage. The truth is, this is not a good situation for us because, while this would be a good attack, I don't think there's any good way to engage this because we will activate both pods regardless of what we do. So I think what we'll do is we will use the frag grenade here, just deal as much damage as possible. If we're lucky, we'll get a couple of 4 hits, perhaps take out those 2 troopers, which would make things considerably easier, but otherwise I think this is the best option we have.
Get ready for a surprise!
And thinking about it, I probably could have tried a concealed Overwatch here. That might have been the best option. And of course we've gotten the 4 damages that I wanted, but they weren't on the ones I had hoped for. Now Kiko can of course make an attack before he has to do anything else, as he does have that free first attack thanks to his perk. And I really, really want to get that stun lancer, as he is arguably the single biggest threat here. So I think we'll start with him, and this is reasonable odds of killing it. Not as good as I'd like, but reasonable odds. Yeah, a little unfortunate there. Doesn't quite seem to be any way to get both of these soldiers here with one explosion, which isn't good, but not a lot we can do about it. Yeah, I think the safest thing to do here is going to be pop a frag grenade on these two, make sure we kill them. But they are just regular troopers, so we could definitely take them out. What do we have left? Let's, before we make a decision, let's take stock. So we have Shoddy, Gamble, one shot from Kiko. So if we use Slick's grenade to take these two out, we would have Morrigan, Kiko, and Brandon. Morrigan could probably hit that snake quite easily, and with a little luck would... She wouldn't need a crit, I suppose. Perhaps the decision we could make would be... Let's see what the odds are with Gamble. Those are not good odds. That's high cover for some reason. There doesn't seem any way we can blow out both this cover and wound that stun lancer, unfortunately. No. We'll just make sure both these soldiers are highlighted red to avoid any strangers with damage. As you'll notice here, that soldier, despite being normally within the blast radius, wouldn't be taking damage from that, whereas if we put it here, the user interface tells me he'll be damaged. That's fine.
Multiple targets neutralized.
So Kiko has much better odds with the DMR here. Although of course I could automatically hit it with the Shadowfall ability. You know, I don't see any other time where I'll use this. We may as well just go for it now. Absolutely no sense taking any risks there.
Target down.
We'll be playing fast and loose, essentially for the sake of playing fast and loose. So we've got a 60% chance of killing this here. Those aren't good odds, but they could be worse. And Brandon does have some magic up his sleeve, so let's just give this a try. Well, that's unfortunate. That does 4 to 6 damage. If we're willing to break concealment here, and I suppose we'll have to break concealment, so We can move here, use the throwing axe against the snake, and then she should have more than enough range on the frostbomb from there, surely. The only worry would be if we reveal something over here, in which case we really will be in trouble, but this is a risk we're going to have to take at this point, I feel.
Heading there now. I'm spotted.
And we don't seem to have spotted anything else, which is fine. This is a 91 to hit. Please, please, please do not miss. Thank you kindly, Morrigan. And we'll just frostbomb the snake here. I'm considering making a silly decision here and shooting at it, but no, those are silly. That would be, yeah, stupid decision. We're going to frostbomb it. I would have liked to save the frostbomb for something a little more threatening, perhaps an Advent mech, but ultimately that would have been taking a very, very big risk for what's frankly not a huge payoff. Let's try and get a kill here with Morrigan. Now, if she's spotted, we are in a position where I could have her fall back to... I'll just check that actually. Yeah, we could have her fall back to this high cover. We could even have her fall back... We couldn't have a fall back into cover in the facility, unfortunately. But we could have a fall back to high cover there. Or there, or anywhere really. So this is still a little risky, as we could activate another pod, but I think this is the most sensible option at this point. Yeah. And this is a guaranteed hit. I'm a little tempted to... Now what's happened here? That hit chance has gone up. It says defense plus 10. Defense is normally a negative modifier. I wonder if it's because it's frozen. But no, I think we'll go. I think we'll get this kill with Morrigan here. And a 9 damage critical hit right when it doesn't count.
Target neutralized. Well, would you look at that?
And with this here, we're going to take a very short break in recording. We'll be back in just a moment. Hello and welcome back. When I left you a few moments ago, Morrigan had just killed off this snake here. And I think what we'll do now is we'll take a moment to reload, get ourselves ready for our next move.
Oh yeah.
I'm in a slightly odd position now, in that Kiko is technically in concealment, so we can, bizarrely, even though we've traded our Morrigan's scouting ability, we can now use Kiko to do that. Obviously that's not great for him as he has the DMR, which is a mid-range weapon, but hey,
Hit it there now.
we'll push forward with him.
Who knows how long they've been keeping these storage units running down here. Come get some. Moving Overwatch.
Gamble, Slick and Big Ty can go on Overwatch. We'll bring Big Ty slightly closer to the centre, just try and concentrate our firepower a little.
Come get some.
By and large, I'm actually really pleased with how this mission has gone so far. And we are... Ooh, hello. Right, there's a fire hazard there. Unfortunately, we can't seem to get him to just vault over that, but oh well. Little strange all things considered, but never mind.
Heading to that location.
Hold on, are those?
Bodies. The containers, the trains. this entire facility. The aliens are still abducting people. From the looks of it, they may never have stopped after the invasion.
Those containers look like they have self-contained power cells. It could be some kind of stasis system. It's possible at least some of those people might still be alive.
And we're going to move up just to there with Kiko, as we do want to make sure we're nice and aware of any enemies early on.
On the move.
You can see we do have an enemy turret up here,
I have eyes on the enemy.
as well as an enemy squad.
Stay clear of those turrets. We're still not entirely sure if they're fully automated or remotely triggered.
So if we move to here, we should be safe. Although I expect this squad will move forward and reveal us on the next turn, so perhaps going here where there's a line of sight blocker would be the best decision.
Solid copy.
Yeah. Could we move here and then reach it? Yes, we could.
Got it. Move it.
Morrigan will move to just very quickly grab this loot. And I probably should have done this first, actually. An Illyrium core. These are useful for advanced research projects.
Got it.
So I'm very pleased to have that. Morrigan will just slip into the middle of those two. Now, if it weren't for the fact that I just moved all my soldiers, that's a shot I would most certainly take, because a 50% chance to crit on that shot, that is a half chance to kill this thing outright, essentially. But for the moment, we'll just move to Overwatch, and hopefully we'll launch an Overwatch shot immediately during the enemy turn against that officer, and then we'll have a full turn's worth of attacks to deal with him.
On Overwatch.
There we go. And I think we shot the stun lancer there. Now both of these two are down one grenade. Although one grenade would wipe that, essentially, would blow out all that cover, which would be a spectacular choice. I'm just wondering if there's any difference in these pods here, as some of them appear to be armoured and some don't. I wonder if the armoured ones can take a little more punishment. Morrigan, unfortunately, just isn't quite going to be able to flank anything here. Although we could go for a sword attack on this chap here. A 91% chance to hit. Is that high enough? Although she'd then be open to a flanking attack from that thing there, so that's a no-go. That's a no-go. That turret there is a real concern for us, because that, unfortunately, is in a position to go for a flanking attack on us wherever we move. You know, I'm looking at this actually, I think maybe the best option might be to fall back and go for an Overwatch ambush. bring this to slightly more advantageous terrain. You know, I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're just going to pull back here. Let them come to us.
Got it.
And what is going on? Why are we struggling so much to jump this little fence? It's bizarre. We do have to be careful. We don't want to get too close to those fun lancers. While also keeping Morrigan in range. Surely that'd be a safe enough spot. Surely they can't move that far. I mean, she has advanced mobility there and she could barely reach them. Surely that's a safe spot.
Good copy. Moving on target. Staying put.
Scanning.
Kiko, we need to be careful with, as I don't want to blow his cover. So I think we'll bring him over here, and that way hopefully they'll move up to, you know, sort of a position where they can be flanked.
Location confirmed.
And that tiny little patch of fire here is very aggravating.
Got it.
So what we're hoping here is that we'll have the enemies rush forward, we'll get a sniper shot off with Gamble, and hopefully inflict some fairly major trauma. That'll do nicely.
I need a med kit here.
Oh, that's not good, that's not good, that's not good. I hadn't considered that they might be able to move to a position where they could fire. So overall, that's actually probably not my best decision, but fortunately, Gamble is one of the people who's least likely to be hurt. We can just keep him back and out of the fight. It's not as much of a disaster it would be if someone like Morrigan got shot, who needs to be in a position where she's going to be getting forward and taking risks. And Gamble from here can really just pick and choose whoever he wants to eliminate. Can we grenade that trooper there? Yes, we can. Well, those are good odds. Those are... But no, we can take a risk-free shot here and then we can finish that trooper off with a grenade if need be.
It's still moving. Got eyes on me. Throw a grenade.
Didn't really want to do that, but it's not a huge deal. The key thing is we'll take out this stun lancer now. Or at least put some damage on him. And that's fine. Now this turret up here is obviously a concern, but they do tend to have fairly poor accuracy. So...
Moving.
Slick can follow up with a grenade here if need be. But what we'll do is we'll bring Tyrone forward and hopefully get that big aim boost he's got to just take out this Stun Lancer. You can see he's got a much better shot here. You know, it's a 7 out of 10 as opposed to a barely half, so we'll give this a go. Yeah.
Enemies down.
And I think moving to here would mean Morrigan is technically in low cover versus that turret. I suppose it doesn't really make much difference where we go, as long as we ensure we are in some kind of cover, we'll be alright. And a guaranteed kill on this officer. And since we've got that, we may as well see if we can just finish him off with Slick. If he misses, then it's a shame, but it's not a big deal, because we can always mop him with Morrigan, and if he does hit, we can have Morrigan fall back and take that turret next turn. Yep. Good outcome.
Target down.
And we'll just have Morrigan fall back here, no sense to take any risks. And what we can almost do here is just kite this turret, perhaps. We could have Morrigan dip back and forth to have a go at it as needed, I suppose. Although we could also pop Ty into cover here, as then it would have very, very low chances of actually hitting him.
Will do.
Morrigan, is there any sense of taking any risk here? No. So we'll just bring her back, pop her in cover.
Affirmative. Covering now. Confirmed.
I'll have everyone else just move up and prepare for some Overwatch. We can probably reload. Might as well reload them actually. Does no harm, we're not likely to encounter anything.
Rock and roll.
Yeah. Chances of that actually hitting were extremely low. And he doesn't look like he's in a position where he'll be suffering burning next turn, so we'll just take this shot.
That armor's tough. Running dry on ammo.
And this is an 80% chance essentially to kill it, so we may as well just take it. Yeah, that's fine.
Target neutralized.
I'm a little frustrated that Gamble has been shot. Obviously, if someone had to be shot, in a way I'm glad it was him, because he's the least at risk throughout the remainder of this mission.
Rolling.
Or should be, provided I play okay, as he'll hopefully be out of range of most attacks, but ultimately that could have been a lot worse than it was. And we've managed to save some grenades, which is very, very important. As grenades are obviously a game changer.
Closing on target position now. Moving out. Come get some.
We'll put Morrigan in a reload. And just have Kiko and Slick move to Overwatch.
Heading out.
Orders confirmed. On the move. Location confirmed.
Now, unfortunately, we are going to have to move Gamble up here a little. Just to make sure he still does have a shot when we go through this door.
Got it.
And we'll bring Kiko up here as well.
Will do.
Come get some.
You can also hear a turret moving somewhere around here, so we'll just be a bit aware of that.
Scanning.
And I think what we're going to have happen here is we're going to have an enemy squad fairly close to this, to the door here.
Affirmative.
So we'll pop Morrigan on the roof, and I expect we'll see an enemy squad here.
Looks more like a refinery to me, Doctor.
Once we get our hands on that sample, we'll know for sure.
Tyrone will bring to the side of the door, and hopefully this won't reveal anything.
On my way.
Gamble, I think, would be best served moving to where Kiko is now. So we'll just pop Kiko down here,
Moving.
and we'll pop Gamble into
Moving
cover
to
here.
designated coordinates.
Sixlick can move to Overwatch. Morrigan can move to Overwatch. We will have Ty reload, and we'll pop Kiko on Overwatch as well for good measure.
Oh yeah.
Gamble, probably just going to reload, I think.
Good to go.
We've got movement.
So I think this is probably as good a moment as any to open this door now. So we know the enemy is a little further back.
Orders confirmed. On the move.
I think we can probably, yeah, we can drop through this window up here. So I'm wanting to conserve Morrigan's movement. Hopefully we're going to catch the enemy in an Overwatch trap here. I'm suspecting the enemy squad will be somewhere around here, possibly on the lower floor. So we're going to lay an Overwatch trap here.
Covering
I'm
now.
on it. Affirmative. Covering
Do
now.
as much damage as we can get away with.
Hitting there now.
There we are. Kyo can just stand in the open for the best shot possible.
I've got movement here.
That's unfortunate, but we have plenty more where it came from, at the very least.
This is an extremely well-equipped mechanized. Well, vulnerabilities if we're going to take that thing out.
Morrigan took out the enemy trooper, which is great. We don't quite have enough movement for a flanking shot here, unfortunately. But it's no big deal. We'll start by moving up Tyrone. Now these enemies do have an attack micro-missiles, which is essentially our grenades, which means they can just hit wherever they want with them. There's no need to roll for aim. So we do want to take this out as soon as possible. It's a matter of priority at this point.
Heading out.
So hopefully, even if this doesn't hit it for full damage, it will shred that point of armor and make it much easier to take down. That's fantastic.
Still holding. My ammo's running low.
And I don't think we necessarily have a good way of dealing with this trooper here. So I think we'll see if we can take this guy out with Kiko first, actually. If this hits, it's a kill, so... yeah.
Kill confirmed.
We'll have Kiko move to this high cover here.
Good copy, moving on target.
And I'm trying to think of a way we could get an Overwatch attack on here, but I'm not sure there's a good way to do that. Although we could move to here and go for an Overwatch attack.
That's affirmative.
I just want to keep this guy pinned down for as long as possible.
Overwatch.
Gamble, we're going to be careful with here. You see, if we can move him up here, there's a line of sight, which unfortunately means the trooper could shoot him. So for the moment, well, we are going to bring him to here. We're just going to have him move up and hunker down. As there's no sense taking any risks there. No sense at all. And Morrigan's in high cover here, so I think we might as well take this shot at this point. It's that or Overwatch, and Overwatch, well, wouldn't be significantly better, I don't think. Plus it doesn't have that chance of doing a crit, so we might as well go for a shot here.
Enemy is still up.
And he himself has moved to Overwatch, which is fine. That we could move Morrigan to here, and since she deals guaranteed damage, we can even knock off his Overwatch, which would let us move up and just deal with him quite trivially, really. And since I think we'd only be moving one square within his line of sight, I don't think we'd even draw the Overwatch shot to begin with.
On my way.
You heard the doctor. Secure that canister.
And for a moment there I was terrified we'd revealed an enemy pod. And you can see that that's removed his Overwatch. So we can basically move up and take this chap out at our leisure now. I think we'll get a high ground bonus from here, I'm not certain of that, but we might as well stack as many as we can. Yeah. No high ground bonus, but it's a decent shot, let's give it a go.
Hostile neutralized.
And with that dealt with, I think we will just bring Gamble up to... We'll just bring him up to here so he's in high cover.
Location confirmed.
Kiko we're going to reload and move to Overwatch.
Back in.
Slick I think we'll just do the same.
Ready to engage. Moving to Overwatch. Got it covered.
And I'm thinking there might be an enemy turret somewhere around here, in which case Brandon would probably have a shot from here, and if not, Morrigan can always fall back. So let's have a quick look. Yeah. There we go.
Deflection.
And while this will be a very boring few turns, we can take this out completely risk-free, so we're just going to do that.
Moving out.
Let's do this.
Slick, I'm reluctant to move forward, just in case we do spot something lurking in the darkness out here. But I think we'll stop blocking Kiko's line of sight and just move over to this cover here.
Come get some. On Overwatch. Affirmative. Covering now.
As I say, this will be a very, very boring couple of turns, but
Closing on target position now.
we can kill this risk-free, and I see no reason to take more risks than are necessary.
Went off the armor.
And I'm just thinking, actually, we could probably hunker down here and reduce that thing's aim to practically 0.
Closing.
May as well do that and put an extra shot in next turn.
Got it covered. Moving to Overwatch.
And I've made a terrible, terrible, terrible tactical blunder here. That's a really, really, really foolish couple of decisions from me. Really foolish.
Taking heavy fire.
That sectoid first has to go. There's no way around it. The sectoid has to go. But then we could also put a shot on the stun lancer, but that's not a guaranteed kill. Morrigan doesn't have any grenades, unfortunately. Yeah, I've made quite the tactical blunder here. Let's try taking out this sectoid. With a bit of luck, this will be a crit. And it does exactly not enough damage to kill it. Oh, for an extra point of damage, we could have had this in the bag, but never mind. We'll bring Slick up to this cover here.
On target location.
And we may be able to kill this, if we could just get this. Here we go. I'm just trying to find a way to get both this turret and the sectoid in the same blast. Here we go. Yeah. Would this blow that wall out? Well, the turret has rubbish accuracy, so for the moment, let's just focus on putting as much in the open as possible, and hopefully this will blow the ground out from under that turret. No. Although we did kill that trooper there, which is great. Now, do we take... If we move to here, that turret won't be able to see us, and we might,
Moving on target.
cross your fingers at home for me please, be able to put a grenade onto that stun lancer and get a guaranteed kill against it. Yes. Okay, so let's try and... Can we get into a position where we can take a shot against it? No, we can't. Although we could go for a double Overwatch. I think we'll do that. I think we'll go for a double Overwatch here. We'll bring Morrigan just back to here.
Heading there now.
Oh, that's not a good decision.
I need a medkit here.
I completely forgot it was an Overwatch. Oh, Lord, that was a poor, poor decision. Oh, no, I have to move her back because I can't risk her getting hit by the stun lancer. What a terrible decision that was. What a terrible decision that was.
Scanning.
We'll put Ty on Overwatch. We'll put Kiko on Overwatch as well.
Come get some.
Morrigan... How far can she see? She can see down there. I think we can go for an Overwatch here. Oh, and it's burning. Oh, thank God. And Kiko makes certain of it.
Target eliminated.
think perhaps I've been a bit premature in judging that that perk for the reaction fire, as he has actually made a couple of clutch shots, if I'm honest. Right. So we have 2 squad members injured so far, which is not great, but for how badly I've been playing, and I've been playing appallingly this mission, that could have been significantly worse.
Heading to that location.
And next turn we'll have Tyrone move to the roof, get a shot on this turret, and just take it out, while conserving those last few grenades, which are obviously absolutely vital.
Reloaded. Moving to Overwatch.
Moving to Overwatch. Headed there now. Rolling.
And he's got enough ammo left that we can afford just an Overwatch there.
On Overwatch.
And that turret is visible. So I'm not sure what's causing that. Does that mean it's on Overwatch? I don't think it does. Let's hope this isn't a 3rd injured squad mate. Yeah, we're alright. You know, I think Tyrone actually has a reasonable chance of killing this outright. It's what, a 2/3 chance of killing it outright? And if not, we can mop it a bit. Yeah.
No longer a threat.
Heading there now.
And we'll get Gamble up as far as possible. Is when we run for that. Is when we collect this device. I'm fairly certain we'll have an enemy squad drop in to try and make one last-ditch attempt to stop us from recovering it.
Affirmative, moving out. Heading out.
So we'll make sure there's no further enemy turrets and set up in preparation for that, rather than make any further moves forward this turn. Let's find out if there's another turret up here or not. Look like we're in the clear. Right. Actually, before we do anything else, let's quickly move Slick up to here and have a look outside.
Okay.
Doesn't look like there's any enemy squads there, that's fine then. So Gamble we're going to put here, I think, so he's got an unimpeded view of basically everything.
Moving out.
Morrigan will just pop on Overwatch. Ty will move to here and reload.
I'm on it.
Slick may as well Overwatch.
Scanning. Good to go.
And Kiko will have him move to a position where he can retrieve the artifact, but not actually retrieve it just yet.
Heading to that location.
Instead we'll have him reload here.
Good to go.
And I'm going to put another very short break in the video here, so don't go anywhere and I'll see you in a few moments. Hello and welcome back. We're just about to collect the blacksite file here. So we'll do that. We'll find out where the enemy squad is going to move in, and then we'll hopefully set up a trap for them. Or alternatively, we'll just haul it toward extraction.
Stop water in there. Shen, any readings?
No signs of radioactivity, no significant energy signatures of any kind. Whatever it is, it's safe to handle.
We've confirmed acquisition of the sample. Move to rendezvous at the extraction point. Advent forces, move on our position.
Right on schedule. And that didn't actually cost an action. I think we'll move Kiko to here.
Roger that.
And hopefully he'll score another fantastic Overwatch critical. We'll bring Tyrone just to the fore.
On the move.
and then he'll have the height advantage for his own Overwatch shot.
Overwatch.
Have Gamble do the same. Slick will move to here in order to hopefully put a bit of pressure on them.
Heading to that location. Got it covered.
And Morrigan, we could... I'm not quite sure what we'd do with her. I think we'll put her over here just to... Then they would run further back, wouldn't they? I think we'll just bring her as close as possible.
Rolling out.
And this way she can make a axe attack if need be, or well, hopefully should be able to get in there with the shotgun.
We've got admin here.
That's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate.
It's still moving. Not good.
Another Overwatch critical! That's astonishing!
Neutralized.
That is astonishing! The odds of that are just nil. Functionally, those odds are nil. I wonder if that means it's an automatic critical hit on reaction fire, because the chances of that are just so low. Anyway, we'll have Morrigan mop this up with an easy guaranteed kill. And it's lucky it was guaranteed because that was the minimum possible damage. Tyrone, we can do the same, just mop in, move in for a nice easy kill. So we'll try a shot with Gamble first. If it misses, it misses, no big deal. Yeah.
Hostile neutralized. That's affirmative.
And I think there's occasionally a second gunship dropped in, so
Location confirmed.
we'll just move to Overwatch here just in case. And we'll also pop Kiko just in the upper level again.
Solid copy. The cavalry's here.
Yeah. Another enemy squad shouldn't be too difficult to deal with. Bring Morrigan up with that
On it.
fearsome shotgun again. Pop Tyrone just down here. Make sure he's causing trouble for anything that tries to move onto that side. Gamble, I think we'll reload and go to a pistol Overwatch.
Let's rock. Heading there now.
Kiko, we would lose some aim from the ground, but we might get a slightly better shot. I think we'll just stay on
Moving
the
to position.
higher ground, actually.
Got it covered.
And actually, I think we'll move Gamble up here.
Orders confirmed.
Just as
Moving
he
out.
has a grenade and we can use that for some guaranteed damage in an emergency.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
Advent forces on the ground.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
So, two choices here, as they are all still alive. We can stay, we can fight this out, or we could just make a break for it. Now I think with a critical, Slick has a guaranteed kill on that Stun Lancer. We have a guaranteed grenade kill with Gamble. You know, I think we're going to fight this one out. Actually, we'll just make certain that Slick has a guaranteed kill on here, but without the high cover, that's a 99% chance to hit. If we move a little closer, that'll probably bump up to 100. I would hope. Oh, actually, no, because he's getting a bonus from the good angle here. So that's not actually... But then Morrigan could always move in and deliver some damage if need be. And Kiko could be moved in if circumstances require.
Good copy. Moving on target.
Yeah. 87% chance to hit is fine. Until it doesn't hit, of course. Nope, I'll take that. I'll take that.
Hostile neutralized.
Thank you very much, Slick. And we can get a shot on here with Morrigan.
That's affirmative.
Let's see if this is a guaranteed hit first. Close enough. Yeah. We'll see if Tyrone can kill this chap here first. All he needs to do is hit. Yeah. This is in the bag now.
Enemy eliminated.
Who do we want to get the last kill here? Kiko still hasn't been promoted from this, but neither has Morrigan. I think we'll try taking this shot with Kiko.
Understood. Moving out.
Yeah. Range here isn't great, but... that range really isn't great, actually. Wow. Accuracy. May as well give it a go. Couldn't hurt.
Hostile neutralized. Come get some.
Overwatch. Move into designated.
Barring any horrible crashes,
Copy that.
I'm just about ready to declare this mission accomplished.
On it. I'm all over it. Rolling out.
I'm going.
Packing it in. Evac confirmed.
So we have two soldiers wounded here. Obviously that's not great, but it's not the end of the world either.
Packing it in.
Avenger, this is Firebrand. Package is secure. All XCom operatives are secure. Firebrand is returning to base.
Mission accomplished, Commander. We just hit Advent where it hurts. This was a place no living human being was ever intended to see. Happy as I am to see it gone. Something tells me the aliens won't take this lying down.
Overall, I think I played fairly poorly there, if I'm truthful, but it could have been a lot worse. We made some silly mistakes, but it could have been significantly worse. I think the worst decision was just deciding, let's move forward and stay in front of that turret. I tried to be clever. I knew the sensible thing to do was do it in a risk-free manner, but in order to speed the video up, I've left Morrigan there, and as a result we have 2 soldiers out wounded, not just 1. So, lessons to be learned from that. And unfortunately they're both out for quite some time, which isn't good. 11 days and 14 days. So we need to go for an advanced warfare centre and staff it with the medic as soon as possible. That said, everyone's been promoted, so let's have a look. Zone of control. Once per turn, take a shot at your pistol at an enemy moving or attacking within 5 tiles. Once per turn, gain a high chance to counter-attack a melee attack against you. That could be very, very useful for stun lancers. But again, that seems like it's very much an anti-stun lancer power. We're a staggering shot. Take a shot with increased accuracy but deals less damage and can't crit. The target's action points and dodge are reduced for their next turn. Sorry, Kiko, I'm going to break the mold here. I'm going to go with staggering shot. That is too useful to pass up at this moment in time. Zone of control seems like it could be useful, but it's very, very situational. Especially as we generally don't want to be allowing enemies to get up close to begin with. Big tie, suppression and demolition. Demolition, unleash a volley of bullets at your target's cover, significantly damaging or destroying it. Deals no damage to the target. Suppression, fire a barrage that pins down a target, granting reaction fire against it if it moves and imposing a -50 penalty to the target's aim. Now personally I'd say demolition's probably slightly more useful here, as since he's a heavy gunner we'd want the extra cover shredding ability. But suppression could potentially be useful in its own right, I suppose. The reaction fire can't crit. I think we're going to go with demolition here. It doesn't make a huge deal of difference as he's still focused on the heavy gunner path, as he still uses his primary weapon rather than grenades. But we are going to go with demolition just here. Gamble now has Deadeye. Take a shot with a small aim penalty for a significant damage boost. Lightning hands, fire your pistol at a target. The attack doesn't cost an action, which is good. But Deadeye gives us that extra bonus damage we need, which is fantastically useful. The accuracy penalty is something which is frustrating, but that can potentially be offset. Shadow Strike, while concealed, gain +25 bonus aim and +25 bonus crit when attacking enemies. Shadow Step, you don't draw Overwatch reaction fire. Shadow Step would be tempting, but Shadow Strike could be really, really useful if we desperately need to break cover and put the hurt on someone, so we'll go for that. And Slick will be a Grenadier. We'll give him blast padding, I think. Your gear includes layers of extra padding and blast plates, granting a bonus point of armor and 66% less damage from explosive attacks. Shredder, your primary weapon, attacks shred armor. Slick, I think we could potentially use a slightly more defensive character, so we'll go with the blast padding here.
Now that we've recovered the apparent product of the blacksite facility, I imagine it will take considerable time and resources to uncover the true purpose of this substance. I will begin preparations for a complete analysis immediately, Commander. So
we've recovered a blacksite vial. Recovered from an Advent blacksite, this vial was the culmination of a laborious, if gruesome, alien process. In terms of loot, we've recovered an alien core, or rather an Illyrium core. These small self-contained samples of Illyrium are used to power the aliens' beam weapons. We could use them to power a variety of advanced weapons, armors, and munitions. We've unlocked alien encryption. Unlike the conventional encryption methods we would typically encounter with terrestrial data stores, the aliens appear to be using an advanced matrix consisting of both mechanical and biological ciphers, combined with some form of psionic interference. The thought of uncovering the aliens' most complex designs is both intriguing and frightening in equal measure.
Having now seen the inner workings of the blacksite facility, the outcome is perhaps even more troubling than I had expected. It is clear the aliens have undertaken a gruesome task. I will leave this matter for you to investigate, Commander.
So we've reduced the Avatar progress by 1, recovered the supplies, gotten ourselves a Lilium Core, all for the cost of 2 injured soldiers, which, you know, that could have been better, but it could have been a lot worse. It was just a silly mistake, and we'll learn not to do that again. That's the important part.
New objective added.
The aliens are relaying a form of encryption beyond anything we've ever encountered, much less theorized. We'll have to find a means of breaking the code. I expect it will take some time.
We still don't quite have a squad size upgrade yet, unfortunately. We'll get that soon, I expect. Now this is tempting. Integrated Warfare improves PCS bonuses, but... no. We'll worry about these next time. This has already been quite a long part. And we do have, I think, 300 soldiers on the roster now. Yeah. So as you can see, injury time is starting to rack up a little bit. Not yet a huge deal, but something just to be mindful of. And since this has been a very, very long part, I think we'll end this here. Normally we'd want to end going straight into a mission on the next video, but just for the sake of everyone's time, we'll call it quits here. Ladies and gentlemen, my name has been Red Star Rocket. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope I will see you next time. Until then, take care, good night.